Whether you're employed, unemployed, or underemployed, you're in the business of relationships. I've had the opportunity to go all over the world, and I've worked with people on many different companies in many different countries. And I've come to the same conclusion: we're all in the relationship business. Unfortunately, many of us have not developed our skills to develop relationships to the highest level. Relationships run down, and we have to be really good at building relationships with a wide variety of people. I call it behavioral flexibility. You have to be able to adapt yourself to bring out the best in someone else. Most organizations say that people are their greatest asset. But how much time do they spend helping those people develop great relationships? I have not found a school yet, a high school or college, that has a relationship course that teaches people how to build great relationships in all areas of their life. So we struggle. We go through our day knowing it's important, but not doing a whole lot about it in order to become better at it. And actually, I believe that the internet is actually causing some of our face-to-face relationship skills to atrophy. A lot of people I know that used to have better face-to-face relationships are online all the time. They might have relationships now with people all over the world, but they're virtual relationships. In fact, one time I was out at a conference and I sat next to a gentleman who was responsible for producing video games. And he was telling me about how they develop their new products. They said they actually go into people's homes with their permission and study the dynamics that go on in that family. Whether they've bought their product or another person's product, they watch them open up the product, they watch them use it, and they just sit there and they observe the people in their home using their product. So I said, what are some of the trends? What are some of the insights that you learned from this experience? And he said, one of the things that we found is that in homes, there are so many people that are online that in this one home, a mother was cooking dinner, and when the dinner was ready, she emailed everybody in the house that the dinner was ready. And you know what the kids did and the father did? They sent back emails and text messages saying, what are we having? And she'd say chicken. And they would say, oh, we're not hungry. Can you keep it cold or keep it warm for me? And I said, what result did that produce for you? Well, this gentleman said, this is a great opportunity for us. And they're actually working on a virtual product so that if somebody is cooking dinner, they can beam up, almost like Star Trek, their family to sit in those chairs. So they're having a virtual dinner. Now, they're living in the same house. They're just in different rooms, but they're all wired to their technology. Now, I'm a big believer in technology. I'm not saying not use it. But I truly believe that our relationship skills are atrophying. We have to make a commitment to start building face-to-face relationships. I'd ask you to start making a conscious effort every day to have meetings with people, to meet with individuals, and work on your relationship skills. And the number one skill that I'm going to ask you to work on is your listening skill. We have a tremendous desire as human beings to be heard, but we don't have the same compelling need to hear. That's why you'll hear a lot of people talking to each other and no one's listening. What I'd ask you to do is really make a commitment to listen a little longer and to be aware of some of the listening blocks that get in your way of being a better listener. If you ever catch yourself saying, I already know this, you're not listening. Gives yourself permission to leave. John Wooden, the great coach of UCLA, once said, what you learn after you know it all is what really matters. I'd really like you to think about, how can I learn more about people I already know? It's going to serve you very well when you start interviewing for jobs, when you start talking to people about what you can do for them. You know, I've done a lot of sales training in my life. And one of the key factors of being a great salesperson is being able to get information. In fact, high performers differentiate themselves from moderate performers by not so much what they say, but their ability to get information. Once you get the information, then you can customize your response. Poor performers, all they do is they just speak generically. When you're looking for a job, when you're looking for new opportunities, you do not want to speak generically. You want to make sure that you're gathering data, you're listening to the significant content of what people say, and then you can customize your presentation. So here's your challenge for today. I'd like you to identify at least one person that you know and make a commitment to listen to them a little longer. Now this might be a challenge for you. I did this assignment to one individual, and he was actually out of town in Las Vegas, and he called his wife. And he said to his wife, "Tell me about your day." And she started to speak, and she said to him, "What's going on there?" And he said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "You're acting strange." And he says, "Well, I just want to listen to you." She said, "What's going on? We've been married for 18 years and you haven't wanted to listen to me once in 18 years. What's going on there?" And he finally kind of laughed and he said, "Well, it was actually an assignment. You know, I was told to listen a little longer." But he was actually a little sad because he thought for 18 years he was faking it, getting away with it. And we can't. We don't fake it. So I'd like you to pick somebody, make a commitment to listen to them a little longer, and see if you can't learn something new about somebody you've already known. So that's it for today. This is Bill Durkin, and this is One Positive Place at jobboxreport.com.